Anyway, into the S's we go again. I tell you what, Hodgson's looking very calm. Chris Walker, well, if he makes one mistake, Hodgson is going to be upon him.
Absolutely.
And then it's going to be down to Walker to hustle his way by, as he did at Canterbury Park Part 2. Chris Walker, no flames out the exhaust this time, into the face of number 4, Neil Hodgson, the series leader. Sorry, Jules.
That's a Hodgson much better for the bus stop that time.
I think it's because he was tiny, Julian.
Yes, indeed. I bet they're better than last time for him.
Looked a bit hairy last time round. Look at this at Gerard's corner. This is a lovely corner. You've got a little bit of a squirt in the middle there. Despite it's all one corner, you can actually power it up a little bit in the middle and then back it off just a fraction for this last right-hander. Then it's about getting the power down here, looking for the slipstream down towards the S's round the outside. I don't believe he's going to do that. In fact, I was right.
Am I?
Yes,
Hodgson,
you are. Whatever the question.
Looks like he's. Now let's get this again, Keith.
Here we go then. Hodgson was chasing Chris Walker. Look at it. He goes to the. Well, I think Walker threw him a double there, a dummy even, should I say?
Threw him a hook.
Yeah, that'll do for me. Oh, here we are. Look at Plater. Plater's on the case. Hayden is in 4th place, and Hayden on bike number 5. Well, we've seen him sideways a bit earlier on in this race. And David Jeffries, bike number 9, is riding really well too. But it is Steve Plater up from the Supersports class this year into the Kawasaki team. Simon Buckmaster, the team manager, is doing a great job.
Oh, look at that! That is
incredible. Well, that was where Walker threw him a dummy last time round, said go the long way round if you're going to go anywhere. And so Hodgson picks up the coordinate and says, OK, I'll take it. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable.
The question now, has he gone too early?
Well, that is a question, of course. Now, I can only guess that Hodgson got great drive out of Gerard's. Let's take a look at this. There is Gerard. Yes, he did. Look at that. It's Gerard's corner. That was the exit there. Hodgson got brilliant drive out of Gerard's. He already got it rolling, though, and that was enough by the time they got to the S's. Hodgson leads then on lap 24 of the 28 from Walker, Reynolds, Hayden, Plater and Jeffries. Plater is riding brilliantly right in the slipstream of Hayden, but all eyes are at the front now. What a superbike race. Again, from these two really, well, it ought to be in their contract that they have to stay here next year. We don't want to lose one of these.
Absolutely. Walker, as you're quite right, Keith.
Yeah.
Swap lines when they swap places for the hairpin.
Yeah.
Good call, mate. Good call.
We're on lap 25 of 28 at the moment. Has Chris Walker got anything left, or is he going to ram it up the inside when he gets towards Hodgson on the last lap?
We're going to wait.
Well, the fact is that Hodgson out of the 2 riders is definitely smoother. Whether that's his style or whether that's the style of the bike to make him ride like that, I don't know.
It's the combination,
but the fact is that when Hodgson gets in front, gets still air, he really is. It's why he always qualifies so well too. I think Chris Walker still hasn't had pole position this year, you know.
An amazing fact.
Yeah, I'm amazed. I just said it, but that's an actual fact because I looked it up at the weekend.
It's like Hager's only ever had one in World Superbike.
So, Chris Walker, well, I tell you what.
Smooth, eh?
Yeah, but a back mark, yeah, that's on braking there, you're allowed that.
Yeah.
Back markers coming into view.
Steve Marks, I think.
Well, I think he's going to, because the back marker will be down Devil's Elbow by now, so these guys are going to catch him on the straight, which should suit, or are they going to get him on the entry into Gerard's, which is going to be a little awkward, but there is a couple of lines around Gerard's. So 69 is Steve Marks on the Clifford James footwear Yamaha.
Gerard's.
Yeah, well, that was fairly, the blue flags here are fairly easy to see, so Marksy might see them, but they can run round the outside of him. Be a problem, but I think Hodgson might. No, he's going to wait for him. Is he going to go? No, he's gone round. That's okay. They got him on the exit, so fine. Hodgson, Walker, Reynolds, Plater, Hayden, Jeffries. Plater's gone in front of Hayden. Plater is in front of Hayden.
Great ride.
Yeah, so Steve Plater is 4th place, but he's not going to get that podium that he wanted this time. But it's all about these two. Up towards the hairpin now.
Different
Chris
line.
Walker! No! Oh! Dear me, Julian. There was less room between them than there is between me and you in here.
That was Hodgson not taking the defensive line that time.
Oh, I tell you, yeah, but you still have to take a reasonably fast line. And like I said before, unless you ride up the white line into that hairpin on the last lap,
then someone's going to have a go at the inside.
Walker's going to have a go at it. So, final lap, we just saw a bit of a rehearsal, I think, for Chris Walker there. But Chris Walker's got to be close enough to make the pass, unless he takes up some kind of suicide mission, which I don't think is going to do his championship a lot of good. Of course, if he falls down, then his championship could be gone. After this race, we've only, 5 races left in the championship. So, down to the S's. No chance for Chris Walker to repay Neil Hodgson there, but it's all about this left-hander. He's got to get good drive here. Walker's got to be right with Hodgson going up the hill. He's not. There's a back marker. Hodgson protects his line going up there. Look at that. Really, really tight. That back marker's not going to come into play. Hodgson is going to stay to the inside line coming through the bus stop. He is going to bolt Chris Walker in the middle of the turn.
He parked it in the middle of the bus stop.
Indeed. So all he's got to do is get perfect drive down the hill now. He has. Neil Hodgson takes race 1 today at round 10, and even has the cheek to do a wheelie He's crossed the line. Neil Hodgson, a class-acting qualifying, a class-acting race one today. You've got to say, Chris Walker, I don't think his tyres quite stayed with him there. Steve Plater is coming across, I think, in 4th place. So Plater, I think, got 4th there. It will be Reynolds in 3rd place. But what a ride from these two yet again, and superb celebrations down the Stebby Straight. Look at this. I bet they... Oh, good old Neil. So, yeah, it's all on there still.
They shook hands after the start-finish line as well, just nice to see.
Neil Hodgson then wins by 1/10 of a second for Chris Walker. John Reynolds, Steve Plater gets 4th, James Hayden 5th, John Crawford, David Jeffries and Sean Emmett round out the top 8. 9th was Neil Mackenzie in front of Michael Rudder, who started from the pit lane, remember. Anthony Gobert only 13th, and best privateer, David Heel. And Claire's with the winner.
Chris doesn't make many mistakes, so when he does make a mistake, you have to go for it. And it wasn't much of a mistake. He just ran onto the curb, his wheel spun, and he lost a lot of drive. So I managed to. That was my chance, and I thought, well, I'll take that chance and see what happens. And I was ready for him to have a go back, but thankfully I held it.
You are going to be disappointed with that. You just had the edge on you coming out of Gerard. You held it for such a long time as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was just struggling for grip really. The bike was working really good and the tyres were working good. I haven't been able to do quite as many race pace laps over the weekend as I would normally with being a bit ill, so I just haven't quite got the package as good as normal. But now I've done a race, no excuse really for the second one. Hopefully we'll be able to look at the data, get something a little bit better and try and wick it up in the next one.
We know you're going to be gutted by that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy. The thing was going good, the race was going well, but then my wrist seized up halfway through the race. Got cramp in it and couldn't work the throttle or the brakes, so I just had to sort of back off.
You did make up some serious time out there. I tell you what, I bet you worked those tyres pretty hard, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I probably worked them a bit too hard, at the beginning, and I was struggling for grip at the end, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was my wrist had basically packed in, and that was it.
Go and rest out. We'll see you in the next race.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Claire.
Don't expect John Reynolds to give up. He's still a contender and he'll continue to try. Hodgson, though, extends his lead over Walker to 6 points now. James Hayden is still 4th. That's what the works teams look like, but in the privateers, it's getting even hotter there as well. John Crockford crashing out, giving Dave Heel a real chance at the top of the championship. Heel then leads the series now for the first time. But there's still 125 points left in the British Superbike series. And as Chris Walker welcomes Neil Hodgson to the podium, you can see that the relationship has warmed up somewhat since the bad old days of Oulton Park. Great racing from good sports. While the Superbikes take a break, poleman Jason Davies takes his chance to close on the out-of-sorts Callum Ramsey. The 250s are next. Mallory Park was worth the risk of running out of fuel for. Round 10 of the series was a classic. Superbikes, Neil Mackenzie sponsors Callum Ramsey, and Ramsey has a 34-point lead in the 250 series over Jason Davis. McGuinness is still 3rd, but out of course through injury. Lee Jackson is 4th. And Callum Ramsey, the series leader, will start from the back row of the grid. He's out of sorts and had a qualifying crash. This man, no crash for him, he's on pole. As Davis got him licked. But it's tight for the front 4. Davis then in pole position from Barton, Norval and Haslam. Lee Jackson in 5th place, Stephen Thompson 6th, Gary Jackson 7th and Pete Jennings in 8th place. And on row 3, it's Roland Sands on the Demon Vimto Honda that replaces John McGuinness and riding so well. Then Tim Levy, George Wakefield, Tom Tunstall, Bennett, Salford, Hertzberg and Stead round out row 4. Jason Davies starts from pole position then. He has 34 points. It's a mountain to climb if he's going to take over Callum Ramsey's top slot. Darren Barnes alongside him on bike 3. Looking across the front row. There goes green straight away. Gary Haslam is the yellow helmeted bike number 7. Look at Jason Davies. He wipes the nose of the entire field. All in won't go. Look out for number 60. Callum Ramsey's right at the back, but dropping across the front. It's a Demon Vimto of Roland Sands. Roland Sands, the young American, has gone straight into the lead. How did he do that, Julian?
I have no idea, Keith. It's only his 3rd ride in the UK. He qualified 3rd. We're looking at a future star.
Well, if he carries on like this, Paul Bird will pay him. Number 10 then, Roland Sands leads. Oh, and Lee Jackson on bike number 9 under severest of pressure coming into the Esser from Darren Barton. Then there's 36 running right with him as well. That's Pete Jennings on the Redwood Racing Honda. So Pete Jennings has been getting better and better as the year has gone on, and he tries to go round the outside line of Darren Barton. They come to the bus stop at the end of lap 1. Still Roland Sands at least. There is 17. Jason Davies, keep an eye on him. We're looking for 60 going through there. It's Callum